Alright, y'all, we are talking to Danae Jackson interview on Dear Future Wifey. What's good, y'all? I'm Lonnie Appleton. I'm a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, and reposting links and videos to your profile to help grow our community. First of all, I want to say Tasha K. I don't even know if her platform is viable at this time. Last I heard, she was just getting sued by everybody. I don't follow that stuff. I used to peruse the sites and they would mention names every now and then. That's how I'm familiar, like, topically with everybody. I don't partake in much. Like, now, if you're a true crimer, I know you. I know your tagline, I know your content, and I know your post schedule. But gossip people, I know you because I've seen you on my timeline. Tasha K has built an entire platform on destroying lives. We are like, we're exposing someone. Why do we need to know? Why do we need to know what the next man or woman is doing with their lives? I just think it's really silly to worry about what other people are doing, and that's just me. I ain't never cared what the next man was doing. I've always marched to my own tune. But what Spirit just gave me is the reason why we worried about what everybody else is doing, because we have to gauge how we're moving. This is all downloading right now. We are the collective, right? So we're the collective, but we move individually. But we also suffer from groupthink because our society has been created to where we all worry about what the next person is doing. And bully culture is a large part of that, because bullies are just the gatekeepers who are like, nah, you ain't moving the way we moving. Get back in line. So that's what a bully is, right? And we bully in our homes. Our black sheeps are the ones that we bully. You're not doing what the rest of the family is doing. You're a problem. Get back in line. But the reason why gossip websites are so successful in spilling tea and sharing somebody's business is so successful because we have group think mentality. We need to know what the next man is in order to measure ourselves against them. In order to, we say we're not in competition, yet we're scrolling these timelines and leaving these judgmental. When you're judging somebody, you're in competition with them. Boom, let that shit sink in. If you are passing judgment on someone, you are unbeknownst to you in competition with them, because you are measuring them up against your barometer of the way things are supposed to be done. And you are saying, according to me, this person ain't living right. When you're judging, you are comparing yourself to someone else so that you can feel superior. And that's why this culture is so successful. So Tasha K destroyed this woman's life. Now look, I know Derek destroyed this woman's life. I know Danae destroyed her life. But Tasha K got her hands on some tea and felt she needed to go get some views on the backs of another woman's very real life. If we could think about the most traumatic things we could go through in life, our spouse cheating on us publicly is pretty traumatic. So for Tasha K and people like her to delight in the destruction and annihilation of people's lives, whole lives, some weird shit to me. And I'm gonna call a thing a thing. I know you found a way to make an easy buck, but you are making your buck on the back of destroying lives. And I get it. Double D messed up their own relationship, but guess what? Double D been in the mess, and they were okay with it until it became public. All right, we are talking about the interview on Dear Future Wifey with Danae Jackson. Great interview, worth all 3 hours, just like every single one of my videos, worth every second. What's good, y'all? I'm Lonnie Appleton. I am a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, and reposting videos on your profile to help grow the community. Oh shoot, I got 2 birds now. Let's go. They eating too. That level has dropped tremendously since I filled it up. They always hanging around. I figure I might as well feed them. There's this one that has this red underbelly that comes up. I think those are sparrows. I don't know, and I'm not going to research it, but you know, these little situations that come over here and one got a little red underbelly, he's real cute. And there's a big bully ass guy. Done seen him come up in here a couple times, and he was just lounging like, this is my new space. And whenever another bird came, he would like run him off, to the point where I was about to go out there and be like, look, you gotta move around. This bird feeder for everybody, except for these big ass pigeons. I seen a pigeon on there. I was about to go out there and be like, all right, we concluded the last video talking about the Tasha K involvement in the demise. That's a good word, demise. That's not the word I want to use though. It's just. Anyway, we gonna go with demise. We're up to 3, y'all. Now we're going to talk about an interview how she said that she had a problem with her daughter because of the complexion of her child's skin. And I respect her for admitting that, because nobody really wants to admit that they got a problem with their motherfucking kids. I love that we are finally to a space where we can say fuck them kids, because I was ahead of my time. When I said fuck them kids, people lost their minds. Now they're making songs and they're going viral. We can definitely admit if we have not connected with our children, because when we admit that we haven't connected with our children, we could actually do the work to start connecting. We want people to soak in the shadows and keep all of their struggles to themselves. Meanwhile, everybody's out here feeling alone because they're struggling by themselves. Y'all don't see how you guys are causality of your own problems? I'm in the comment section under this Tyrese video, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. I'm in the comment section of this Tyrese video, and everybody's like, this is a private matter. You need to talk to your therapist, blah, 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 blah. But then we complain how we feel so alone in the world because you don't have anyone to talk to. And then when Tyrese actually talks to someone, he may not have a friend group. He may not need to go to a therapist. The nigga just needs to vent. And this is exactly what my kids told me. My kids told me, look, Mom, I didn't come to you for advice. I didn't come to the therapist for whatever the therapist does. When I went to the therapist, I left my therapy section, my session, and my therapist said, you actually helped me. Well, you didn't help me, so this isn't working. But what I'm saying is, he just needs to vent. People just need to vent. They need a safe space to be human, and we do not allow it. And we need to start, because we feel alone. How you think they feel? All right, y'all, we're talking about the interview on Dear Future Wifey with Danae Jackson. Totally worth every second, so definitely YouTube it. What's good, John Lonnie Appleton? I am a healthy family advocate. If that is your content of choice, please consider following, commenting, sharing, reposting videos on your profile to help grow the community. I left off the last video where Danae Jackson was transparent enough to say that she had a problem with her daughter because of her complexion. And I loved her for that. After the shock of, damn, she said that, the whole interview was a damn, she said that. But when you're healing, you know exactly. Like, hell yeah, she said that. Y'all know my content, and I know some of y'all be sitting there like, damn, she said that. But guess what? I'm healed as, and so is Danae, because we don't creep in the shadows. We don't need to hide our flaws. We're human, and we're not afraid of judgment, because we know that judgment doesn't matter. You can't even get your life together. That's why you over here looking at mine and trying to find somebody else to judge. Because all judgment in this just downloaded during these videos. All judgment is, those of you who feel justified in judging can never say you don't compete with other people, because that's what judgment is. Judgment is simply measuring yourself against someone else to see how you're better than them. Let that shit sink in. When you are judging, you are competing. You are comparing so that you can feel superior to someone else. But the cool thing about that is, I'm not in competition with you, even though you're in competition with me, and you know that you are because you're judging me. If you don't want to be in competition with me, stop judging. Real fucking simple. If something I say or do bumps up against something inside of you, there's some work to be done. So while you're wasting your time judging me, you're prolonging your suffering. And that ain't got nothing to do with me. Sips tea. But I love that she admitted that she had a problem with her child, because there's a lot of us who have not emotionally connected with our children and have a problem with our children, especially Black women and Black little girls. I struggled connecting with my firstborn. It took me a very long time to connect with my oldest daughter, and I have told myself it's because of her ages, but I do think there's some work to be done for me to understand. But I think the work has been done behind the scenes without me intentionally doing the work, because I don't have any issues with my other children. It was just my first daughter that I struggled with connection. Now we're best of friends, but when she was younger, she was very much over there and I was very much over here. We were watching something the other day and the kids were in their bedrooms by themselves at a very young age. I think they were sleeping in the bed by themselves. And Dre was like, they letting the kids sleep by themselves? We co-sleep over here. I was like, damn, Bailey had her own room. She would be in there by herself, all alone, and I thought that was normal.